Mistakes. Through life, I have made mistakes. I have counted the cost and paid the price. I will make it right, however long it takes. Living as a simple clone of worldly fakes. Tempted by life, as only it can entice. Through life, I have made mistakes. The people I have hurt, I knew the stakes, but they forgave me. Why are they so nice? I will make it right, however long it takes. Take it to inhaling chemical snowflakes. I have slipped into an addictive device. Through life I have made mistakes. As I try not drown in tear-filled lakes. I need help, but I'm ashamed to ask. I will make it right, however long it lasts. Unable to hide as my mentality breaks. I am haunted by insanity's rolling dice. Through life I have made mistakes. I will make it right, however long it takes. Shepherd of the lost. As far as I can see, the lost stand. Every second, more joy in their ranks. Unsure of where they are, they stand hand in hand, spreading from the horizon to the riverbanks. Like children, they patiently wait, eyes wide as they look around. They wait the unseeing of the gates. Across the mighty river they are bound. Gate open, towards me they shuffle, dim understanding on some faces. Some moan, their moans, their footsteps muffle. As to the afterlife they all go. For each one a bell tolls, upon my vessel they go, safe from deathly frost. I am the ferryman, seen to count souls. I am the shepherd of the lost. And I'm so happy you came back in now. This poem is dedicated to Mark. It's one that I know he thoroughly enjoys. Blood-stained pages. I am writing this letter, a letter to say farewell. I hoped life would get better, but it became a living hell. You never listened. You thought I was lying. Ignored my cheeks when they glistened. Deaf to my suffered crying. Fighting life, body sprawled. On blood-stained pages, words scrawled. I am trapped in life's cages, preparing to breathe my last, counting seconds so I can act. Maybe I will finally escape my past when I take on this daily pact. I am now just a verse in a dead song, dealing with it the only way I know how. Now you see you were wrong. Will you listen now? Tormented soul. Thank you. Tormented soul. Flash of light. Your dreams smashed. Stumbling. Fading sight. Your world has crashed. Your spirit has finally broken. While trying to survive the dim days, you carry a shard of your spirit as a token. As your demon flays. As your back a demon flays. Acidic tears fall, burning as they drop. Off your face, tattered remains of your knees. As you step on every fallen culture, your identity you begin to lose. Who caused this? You did. You tried your luck, now deal no strife. In this game of life, off the board you slid. The tormented soul, born from a wasted life. Sorry, I'll be with you back now. Woo! Thank you. Betting life. Sitting in the smoky room of my mind. Across the table my opponent stares. Eyes intense like beasts in their lairs. Trying to read each other in kind. Ignoring all the unspoken dares. On the table the game goes on. They're playing a game of poker with life, while death deals the card to strife. Playing a stacked deck, poker's gone. The stakes being my sharpest knife. Losing is possible, but winning is not. Hand after hand, losing every match. It is my living force life wants to dispatch. In the grin of death it wants me to rot. My life before my death is the game's catch. Life and death are one. they are the same. Scars of life mean 1 foot in the grave, bound to death as life's toy. I am the slave. They have taken all, including my name. I have lost the game of life. I have lost the game of all to life. The nave. Trench of souls. Standing by a door made of blood. A door that leads to madness. It opens with painful slowness, showing a poisoned landscape. A dark world of eternal sadness. Taking a break, taking a breath, I step through into that land of sweet pain. This is the way of destructive gain. In the distance there is a crevasse. With the light pulsing like a living vein, I see the damned lining up there. A voice softly whispers the name, one I have known from depression's game. I know why I'm here. I join the line, stepping closer to immortal fame. Eyes empty as I walk forward to my fate. Blood runs from infinite earthen holes, committed to abandoning all living goals. Preparing myself to sacrifice my own, I now approach the trench of souls. Thank you. Whispers of the page. Eyes closed, I see this unwritten page. An empty page that needs some text. The task of filling it falls to me. I wait for my heart to engage. I hear the whispers from the past age, terrified of what may come next. As fragments of history break free, watch as thought and reality rage. Observing all from a darkened stage. Through sorrow's eyes, the truth is annexed. In a circle of mental cruelty, hope lost in a state of degage. Testing fate in a mindless rampage, sanity becomes retrofixed. Life now a mirrored duality, where broken becomes the sage. Eyes closed, I see this unwritten page, an empty page that needs some text. The task of filling it falls to me. I'll wait for my heart to engage. Ways of the world. Thank you. Ways of the world. I sit in silence, just listening to the world, weeping at the daily violence. I wish I could just lay in the ball tightly curled. Daily mutterings of bloodshed thickening the airways like glue. People eager to fill others with lead. It seems to have started out of the blue. Bodies get piled higher and higher. Soil soaked in a river of thick blood. Families left to put out the growing fire. Tears of those left behind flow in a tidal flood. Trying to prove who can be more vicious. Locked in a cycle, the wheel turns. The world run by the truly malicious. Where their fingers point, humanity burns. These are the ways of the world, where the cruel will rise. The weak get crushed, lives unfurled. Ways of the world, planet's demise. Visions of the broken. Look close, trapped in the emotional hole. Can you see the figure of a broken soul? No one knows how long she has been there. Such a pitiful sight, but do you care? Notice the instruments of pain close to her hand. Is the image she portrays too much for you to stand? With a gruesome smile, she shows the image of disgust. Looking down, she seems to share her bloodlust. Look around her, see what has been done. All she wanted was a life, where hope would freely run. But now in a place where shadow is the only fact, she begs you for a deal, to sign a pact. Now she is just waiting for the reaper's call. She seems to be longing for that final fall. But there is still time for her rescue. It requires a sacrifice that none have given. Once saved, her place you must take. It seems you have a choice to make. Will you watch as she slowly fades away, or take her place for 1,000 years and a day? Yeah. Courage. Laying awake, watching as hours bleed by, unable to sleep for this voice haunts my dreams. The voice of society saying, lose my identity. A gag forced over me to hide my plaintive screams. You must be faceless to succeed, society says. Rid yourself of your uniqueness, society urges, wanting me to hide my face behind a layer of lies. As I join the identical tides, as society surges. Crafting my own reality, as society looks to break me. Constant whispers demanding I lose my face. All I can do is deny. I must fight to resist. I refuse to be part of a faceless race. Lose my face. No, it will always be seen. Hide myself. No, I will always be unsure. I will never submit to the whims of society. Here is my final answer to society. I say no. Thank you. Slave to the world. Clouds of the darkest hue across the horizon are rolling. The signs of the storms I endure. The time of life with no consoling. In a world filled with muted shades, standing, staring into the storm's eye. One foot in hope, the other where all fades. Is there place here for the likes of I? Rudimentary thought fills my aching head. Truth denied by a single iron-clad room. Forcing our hope, fill it with molten lead. Hand me the noose of words and watch me swim. Robbed of thought, my voice has been taken. Essence of the individual, erased by a brute. Deprived of choice, signs not a sign not to be mistaken. A slave to the world, thoughtless and mute. Thank you. Self-abused. This begins with a broken man and his tears. This is a man finally tired of living. He is ready to give up, to answer death's sneers, to be rid of the frigid hate life keeps giving. See all his demons within his haunted eyes. They are the manifestation of the self-harm, the cuts, the bloodshed. He gave into their cries. He is committed to embracing pain's charm. Observe the scars from life touching him. See that he has always suffered in silence, afraid to speak out. Who would save him? He tried to save himself through silence and violence. He now cuts to keep his sanity from showing. He is being torn apart, splitting in two. One part is still fighting, but it is slowing. The other is just broken, cracks showing through. But he will soon find his way to break free. He will escape by committing the final act. He now gives his eyes one final sight to see before taking up his destructive, deadly pact. He will leave his body lying upon the scorched land, just a hollow, scarred relic of self-abuse left behind, laying there amidst the waste and bloody sand. His broken self left for the world to find. Scarred beauty. Staring within myself, depression has won. With over 100 scars, my body is lined. There is always a reason I have come to find. Now I must hide the sadness my hand has done. Sitting in a locked room, blade in one hand, blood-soaked tissues in the other. Counting all my scars before adding another. Each one was gifted by my own hand. In this bloody fight, my fight for sanity, I am confronting my demons with a scarlet mist. Over the years, I have sacrificed my vanity. Tattoos from blade and blood on my body now twist. I am a gruesome display of hatred and violence. My chosen method, painful and insidious. The image of a man, just vile and hideous. But through the act, I gain reflective silence. In the cuts, I answered depression's call to duty. I remain purposely blind to the passing glance. The living portrait of a man tempted chance. Nothing more than just another scarred beauty. Thank you. The fight for life. Staring blank, time stretching out. Every single second lasting an hour. Tear-stained pillows voicing doubt. Passage of time stealing my power. Suffering all alone in the deadly silence. Beneath the shadow of depression's fight. Attacking myself with inhumane violence. Each and every blood-stained night. On my body the blood's drying, sluggishly flowing. The wound and other scars I will have to hide. Listening to the hostess side without moving. Now to see how far into old habits I will slide. Raised flesh, now sensitive and red. My agitated skin, stinging in the cold. Remembering all things ever said. In the darkest hour, hate can't be untold. No one will ever understand, and all will judge. I've heard the whispers, seen the sneer. Looked at like a human stain, the filthy smudge. The looks of disgust our face are always clear. The same set of questions I'm always asked. Are you looking for death? Why not stop? Told to ignore the feelings, keep them masked. But you don't see the sadness in every fallen teardrop. When you see me, please, just accept me. Through your words, the need for pain will sink. Don't treat me as if I am broken. I am reality. Your stares hurt me more than you think. All I ever wanted was for someone to ask me why. So please, stop whispering and don't try to connive. Please understand, I never wanted to die. Can't you see? This is my fight to stay alive. Thank you. Conversing with myself. Standing before a mirror staring deep. Clearing my mind, ignoring those around. Looking for a hint that I can keep. Asking who I am as thought begins to seep. Looking for answers, will they be found? The face in the mirror watches, taunting. I smile, but my reflection returns to frown. The unknown in his gaze appears daunting. The glimmer of secrets those eyes keep flaunting. Eyes, two pairs of eyes lock. Eyes the same shade of brown. My eyes staring back at me, seeming to gloat. Leaning in closer, my face drifting nearer. While in the back of my mind, thoughts float. A rare union of two sides, a harmonic note. Conversing with myself, eyes growing clearer. From two mouths, the same voice is talking. Questions asked, but no real answers being given. On a reflected landscape, two halves are walking. The conversation goes on, oblivious to all the gawking. Along the winding path, to the answers I am driven. Answers hidden within the world slowly turns skew. Reflections twist as the duality starts to snap. Revelations promised inside the witch's brew. I need to solve the riddle and find what is true. Am I the one staring or the one staring back? Thank you. Dear darkness. Dear darkness, we meet again, old friend. The bond we once shared is stronger now. I must come to chaos extend. You told me what to do. You showed me how. The shadow of you upon my furrowed brow. Using borrowed voices. Those words say it's time to create my legacy. Do it now, or wait a while, are my only choices. But are your words real, or made of noises? But if you are not the darkness I once knew, the friend that kept my feet on the ground, so are you still my friend, or something new? And what is this strange, slobbering sound? Can I still trust you, or am I a toy newly found? There is a strange light gleaming in your eye, a tense energy. I can feel it waves flow. Why did you come back to me? Tell me, why? Standing there in a sickening glow. What are they able to withstand the final blow? Memoirs. Sitting alone as darkness creeps, as through the tattered book of my life I flip, happiness fades with a grin full of teeth. This page, a fool giving up a lover's wreath. Memoirs of a wasted life, studied with a quivering lip. From each page, another forgotten memory leaps. Page after tear-stained page, visual despair, lines traced across it, my very own sad tale. Storm their heart, looking, searching for a token. This page, a man on a journey for the broken. Raw, emotional turbulence, hidden within a veil, head grown heavy beneath the precious flame. Scenes etched on paper, revisiting childhood, reliving the past, finding scars that sound faded, mental sound from the past, service to fruit. This page, a small boy bullied for being different. I still smell the spit, feel the blows that cascaded. Didn't they see? I tried to fit in the best I could. Tears rubbed away using bloody fingers, hurting myself just to try and numb the pain. The damage, the danger, rolling the dice of chance. This page, a teenager doing death's deadly dance, doing all I can with an auto refrain, while the scent of my torment still lingers. Sitting and wondering if I'm truly alive, a victim of fate, hopes and wishes in our scraps, trying not to drown in thoughts, rivers and streams. This page, a man who dared to have dreams. Surrounded by these memories I am trapped, struggling to breathe what is trying to survive. Learning to embrace my past, it can't be rewritten. Only then will my history and present blend, accepting who I was, who I am, trying not to doubt. This page, a man busy writing all of this out. Who knows how this will all come to an end? A story is only done when the last word is written. Thank you. That was my final piece for the night. So please do stay around. As I said, there's a tattoo artist outside to decorate the sofa. There will be 3 projects coming on next, followed by Kidnapped by Gypsies and The Great Tenacious 3. But first, if I may take some time, I would like to give a couple of shout-outs. Firstly, to Leonard West, my father. Thank you for taking the time to do this and to support me like you are. To Christian, the lanky dude outside, for putting all of these together for all of us to enjoy. To AJ's for being gracious enough to host us. To Mark for allowing me to be here tonight as well. And this is a very special shout out. It goes all the way to Western Australia. You may have heard the music playing in the background. Out of everyone in this room, 2 people know this band, myself and Cesare. Patient 67, thank you for letting me use your music, and in particular, Declan Letessier, brother, dude, I love you. Thank you for giving me the absolute honor of being the first one to ever have most of these songs. Woo! Thank you. Thank you.